Welcome back to It's a Tool Thing with part 2 of my shop truck tool tour. This drawer here is my screwdriver drawer, as you can see. I've got these Matco picks I picked up a long time ago, used. They've been pretty good. I wouldn't say they're any better or any worse than the snap-on ones. I'm not a big fan of these kind of trays, but they do kind of keep them organized, and they fit in this box fine, so I just leave them in there. I'm not going to go too in-depth with all the junk screwdrivers I got going here. I've got some feeler gauges. Don't use them very often for what I do. Measuring PTOs on occasion, stuff like that. This is just one of those cheap bit sets. The one thing I can say about this bit set, I believe it was this size for this kit. Kind of saved my bacon one day. Yeah, is this bit right here. It's a T45 bit, but I needed lower clearance, and this got in where a regular socket wouldn't fit. Just like a $10 bit set, nothing special. But to be honest, I haven't ever wore it out, so seems to work fine for me. Back here in the back, just a random selection of screwdrivers, Craftsman. I've got this wood chisel here I use as a scraper to split pans off on rare occasions, engine oil pans, that kind of thing. This screwdriver here may have gotten left a little too close to something for a little too long, but she's still functional. No warranty on the handles, unfortunately. Not that you can't purchase one, but these little magnetic things here, sometimes they come in handy. They don't work particularly great, but you can help magnetic a tip on a screwdriver if you need to, or demagnetize a tip. It's not super strong, but it'll get you by. This is just another Titan bit set, which has been a pretty good bit set also. I tend to use this one these days, or this case here we'll get to in a minute. This was actually, the screwdriver here I don't like at all. It's a cobalt ratcheting screwdriver. I should just throw the screwdriver itself away. But I actually am glad I bought the kit, because it uses the same removable adapters that the Snap-on and the Matco use. So basically I bought it just for the adapters to have more different lengths to choose from. I do like these Snap-on ratcheting screwdrivers, but to be honest, these days I tend to use the Matco one more, just because it's a complete kit. This one here I believe is an SK, if I remember right, and it works pretty good. Don't tend to use it though. It does work pretty good though. This is an old Mac driver. It's a 4-to-1 ratio. I don't know how I can show this. Here's the part number right here. It's the Mac tools. When you use it as a normal ratcheting screwdriver, it works as a normal screwdriver, but when you hold on to this and then turn this part of the handle, I can't do it because I got a camera in the other hand. It rotates the shaft at 4 times the speed. There's a gear set in here, so it, short of having a cordless, this actually does work pretty good. I've had this thing for a long time. I actually had to glue this back together. The piece of the plastic broke, but it still functions. This little cheapy bit driver actually works pretty good. It gets some pretty tight places. This is actually a custom-made tool. One of the other guys showed me this trick years ago for pulling a heavy-duty spring on a transmission valve body. Since I don't have the special tool in the truck, this actually works pretty good. In fact, I made a second one of these, and I just use it in the shop. I have one in my shop box instead of having to go get the special tool. Here's another ratcheting bit driver. This one's got 1/4 on one side and 5/16 on the other. It works fine. This little 90-degree adapter I purchased thinking I would use it at some point. But I haven't actually, I don't think. It'll come in handy someday. It was a $5 purchase, so no big there. And I'm not usually a big fan of blow molded cases, but in the shop truck I actually kind of prefer them. They keep stuff contained. They do take up more space, but in the shop truck you have a hard time keeping all the stuff together. This one here I actually need to fix. I don't know if you can see. There it goes. The magnet's actually turned sideways. I need to pull it out and glue it. I tried putting it back in once and it moved again on me. But I ended up finding a replacement right here. It doesn't have quite the same finish, but so I threw it in there. But I tend to use this one because it's got all the bits I normally need. And then it's got the little mini screwdriver and the full length on one. Use it for sockets and whatnot as needed. It's been a good kit. Like I said, I do kind of prefer the snap-on one over it. The main reason I use this one is because I have the kit. The snap-on ones, I just have a couple of the screwdrivers. And we'll head down to the next drawer here. This one here is my extension and ratchet drawer. This is one thing I was referring to earlier. I like these little wrench holders, I guess. They're actually a Harbor Freight thing. They sell them for like $2 for $1. They work pretty good to keep stuff organized in the shop truck. I use them for wrenches, crow's feet. This is a set of kind of mixed crow's feet. Craftsman down below, up to 1 inch, or 15/16 is a snap-on, and then the 1 inch. And then got some slightly oversized crow's feet here, going up to, I believe, 1 inch and 3/8. Yeah, 1 3/8 inches is the largest one. Do use them on occasion. Don't use crow's feet all the time. And then I have the metric set. These are just all Craftsman. Plenty fine for what I do. Got these little old boxes. Trying to keep the part or the tools somewhat organized. Back here is my quarter drive stuff. This little ratchet here, had her for a long time. Not the finest teeth, but not too bad. And then just an old Craftsman. I got a lot of Craftsman stuff in here for backup, basically. A little old nut driver. I actually think this is a Husky, if I remember right. Over here, just little pieces of random Allen in here. One of these pinch offs that I never use. This set here is actually really hard to find. I think Matco actually still sells this, or at least I saw it on the catalog not that long ago. But these are a Blue Point set. I didn't know that Matco possibly offered them. They're adapters, super shallow. They're hollow, obviously, here. And they just hold on with a magnet. But this goes all the way from 3/4 down to a quarter, 3-piece set. But when you're really in a tight place, I wouldn't use an impact on them. But they'll get it done when you're really in a tight place and you don't have room and you have to switch drive sizes. Here's another set. These are actually experts. I bought 2 of these sets. One I got a deal on the Mack truck, and the other set I bought used. Same idea, but these are actually impact rated, and they were pretty good. So I use these if I know I'm going to be really pounding on them, because from what I understand, these here you actually can't get warranted anymore. Because they don't sell them anymore, and it was hard to actually come up with those. Moving along here, this is this new locking flex head, dual 80, 17-inch or so ratchet that I just got here recently. This is a 24-inch Matco locking flex head, 88 tooth, I believe. I actually should have another 17 in here, but it's not in the box right at the minute, or in the toolbox there. This has been relegated to backup. I'm all about bend handles. This is a Craftsman, but it's been a really good ratchet. No reason it couldn't be a mainline. I don't know about getting it repaired at this point anymore. This is an old USA made one. I did used to have problems with stripping out the gears, but at some point they put one in and I never had a problem. I don't know if they changed something about it or what, but it's been excellent ever since then. It's been probably 10 years ago. Speed handle. I still use a speed handle on occasion. 3/8 drive. Snap-on, nothing special. I keep my long Allens in here. Just somewhere to put them. I tend to use that 4mm quite a bit down on the end here. They are, if I remember right, VIM. This set over here. And then these are a couple snap-ons. Another set of ball Allen. These are SAEs. They are just Huskies. Something I picked up for a couple bucks. Figured I'd at least have a set out in the truck. Another one of these flexible magnets. Handier than heck. Everybody should have one of those. Save your bacon at some point. 1/2-inch T-handle. Powercraft. Probably something I'll never use. But I saw a couple of them and I thought, heck, I'll get one. This one here, I actually have got a couple of these. I use them as a T-handle for tapping a lot. I think I might actually have one over in the tap drawer too. This is my basically first bend handle that I ever had. This thing here, it's so worn out. Snap-on guy won't do anything for me. He'll replace the gears, but other than that, you can see how much movement there is in that pin. I've actually had this pin literally just fall out. I don't know if you can see that. But it's been staying in there since the last time I wedged it in. It's just floppy. It works fine though. It's a backup also, so at this point it's not a big deal. Got myself a snap-on long breaker bar, 1/2-inch drive. Got some locking extensions here. Just kind of a hodgepodge. This is actually an SK. So is this one here. And then a longer one here, locking. This is a snap-on. .3/8 drive. And then you got to have the adapted 3/8 shank, 1/2-inch on this side, 3/8 on this side with the skinnier shank. And then I have this one here, which is a Mac one, 1/2-inch on this side, but it's got the 1/2-inch shank on it, and then it adapts to 3/8 right at the end. I tend to use this one for the most part if I'm trying to break something loose. You get a lot of shaft flex in the other one, but every now and again you run into a scenario where this thicker shaft just won't fit. And then the rest is just some random Craftsman extensions, 1/2-inch drive, 3/8 drive, a few quarters. There's a few snap-on ones in here. Here's a wobbly quarter drive. I don't know about you, but I like the wobblies, but I've not had the best luck with quarter drive. I've only had snap-on ones, but they tend to bust up pretty quick. This is a converted 3/8 drive housing with a 1/2-inch head in it. I use it as a stubby for 1/2-inch drive on that rare occasion, usually with those adapters, to be honest. And then just some random Craftsman screwdriver, or ratchets, excuse me. Nothing special. Napa breaker bar. This one here, remember when I got this thing, and I thought it would come in handy, but it's just too bulky. It's not the finest teeth either, so it just kind of sits there as a backup. Most of these, I don't even have a regular length ratchet in my toolbox inside the shop, but these are just kind of the spares. So if all else fails, I can club it with one of those like a harp steel. Set this stuff down here. Do a few things on the side here. How well this will come through. Got this is a Matco, actually adapted 36-inch extension, and then another one of the Snap-on with the skinnier shank 36-inch extension here. Mac pry bar, bent tip, and then this is actually a Cornwell with a straight tip. And I really like these. I'll pull this thing all the way out here. I really like these OTC pry bars with the pointed tip. This is a 30-inch. I use 2 of these in the shop. I don't use them as much as I used to, but they are pretty good. On the other side, real quick, I have my 10-pound sledgehammer with the shorter handle on it for those days that I just want to get violent. This here is actually a homemade tool that I use for removing drive lines by myself. It's just a piece of angle with a U-bolt, and then I use a little mini come along for those days where the drive line is just too big for me to handle by myself. And then back here I have a extra long. This actually won't fit in my toolbox anymore when I got the Cornwell one. The top drawer is not quite as long. Another OTC pry bar. That thing's going all the way to the ground. It's like, I want to say 4 foot longer, so I'm not going to pull it out. An extra hood prop that I tend not to use right there. And this here is basically the twin to that other bin that I have in the shop. I still need to modify this one a little bit. I've got my Mac flex head extra long down here. I really do like this. I do prefer the Snap-ons, but I gotta say, if you get a deal on a Mac one, absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's been a good one. Then I have a non-flex extra long Sun-X. I got the 4-piece set. I've been really happy with these impact wobblies. They're actually impact rated wobbly extensions. I've been really putting the screws to them, and they've been excellent so far. I haven't even had one break or anything. Considering I use them pretty much every day now, either this set or the set in my toolbox. This is the second one of these lights. I can usually keep one in the bin. Quick access, basically the first grab when I head out on a job. Get going on it right away. I like this particular one. I've got several of the Milwaukee lights, but I tend to use this one if I'm going to use a portable light. My Streamlight Carry pocket one is actually out for warranty right now. I thought the battery just went dead in it, but it just flat took a dump on me. I did get it to light up for a second, even out with a new set of batteries, but something wrong with it. Tool guy sent it in for me. It's a Crescent, 12-inch Crescent wrench. Goes up to 1.5 inches. I have a whole bunch of these kinds. Every manufacturer under the sun. They were pretty good. Got my little mini screwdriver. As you can see, I use it a lot. If I can get that tip to a little clearer for you. Maybe. There we go. You can see how round it is. I use it for O-rings and whatnot all the time. I've got a couple of these here. Quarter drive 3/8 quarter drive body 3/8 ratchet. I want to get another one of those flex head ones. This one's not quite as fine. It's an older one, but it works pretty good. 2-inch extension, impact rated lock ring. Can't stand lock ring extensions. This is a snap-on. They just tend not to hold sockets very well. I've got some Matco ones in my main box that are impact, but they're ball detent. Actually, I think this is an impact, but it's a Craftsman ball detent. Works fine. Doesn't look like it's impact anymore, but it actually is. On this side here, I got another one of the mechanics time savers. This is one thing I want to change, is this thing does not stay vertical. I'm probably going to switch this box to the other layout where I have to trim these rails down to be able to get these on the same side. I just haven't done it yet. To be honest, unless you need something that's super long in this middle compartment, this actually works fine and you get a few more sockets. So I don't know, maybe I'll stick with this scenario, but I've been wanting to change it. Got 1/2-inch impact wobbly, 12-point socket on the end, 1/2-inch drive. Another one of these adapted extensions or impact wobblies here, 1/2-inch on the bottom. Excuse the dirt in this bin. She's been ridden hard, put away wet. 3/8 drive adapted, or 3/8 drive impact wobbly, just 3/8 both sides. I actually have another one right here. I keep my 3/8 12-point on. This is a Craftsman. That one's a snap-on. Usually keep it over in the corner. Another one of the adapter sets. Keep them all at hand. This is a set of snap-on impact wobblies. 10 to 19. Actually, I think this one actually has, I have 5/16 in here for an 8. So I guess it would be technically 8 to 19, no 9. If I remember correctly. Yeah, it goes 10. This one here, I actually had a snap-on one in here, but I just sold a set of sockets, and the guy wanted, I was selling him one of the sets where you have metric and standard, and he wanted a 16 instead of just using the 5/8. So I just put this 5/8 in here for now until I snag another one. It's not a big deal to me, but I do like having one on this side and one on the standard side, so that if I have a failure, I'll have a backup. My standard double stacked method here, 10 to 19, mostly Sunex on the bottom, 12-point shallows. I think these are SKs. I've actually been pretty happy with them. I've had an issue with SK just getting them warranted. There's nobody around here really to warranty them. You probably could mail them in, but so SK is not my favorite. But back here, these are Mac for the most part, deep well. Actually, technically, these are extra deep, up to, I think it's 14 millimeter, or deep, and then extra deep for the ones down here, I should say, because their deep wells kind of shorten up to like this. This is actually a snap-on, but they shorten up a little bit. On this side here, got a set. I got Matco. Most of these are Matco. Over here, this one's a Mac. Another time saver. A couple 1/2-inch drive extensions. Here, 5/8. I tend to use this on occasion. I'm thinking about pulling it out though. Bell housing bolts a lot. This set here goes all the way up to 15/16. These are Matco AVD. These upper ones. I sold the other Matco AVDs that I had, but I kept some of these big ones. They don't fit in the holder. I don't know if you can see that very well. Light's kind of getting to us here, but see how these don't fit into the holder quite. The ring's just slightly larger. Not a big deal. Another one of these 12-point 1/2-inch drive, 1/2-inch socket for drive lines. Got my crescent wrench on the side. This is the same one as the other one. I do like this holding system, though the magnets are working pretty good, but these work pretty good. This is one of those thinner that goes up to 1.5 inches. On the other side, I've got I need to work on this bin a little bit. Just a regular crescent wrench on this side. As you can see, some of the slots aren't being used because I modified it. I had a 1/2-inch drive stuff here, but I haven't been using that area. And this is I prefer this style handle over the other one that lays in flat, but this one won't fit in my toolbox. It gives you better access to the tools though, so I ended up getting switched out here. We'll continue this the next time I get a chance. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Comment below. Have a great day.